Sometimes you stumble across something online and it just looks like total chaos. But if you stick with it and you look a little closer, you can start to see something really fascinating hiding in there. So that's what we're going to do. Let's dive into this really surreal cat story and see if we can figure it out together.
Yeah, when you first see the stuff we're looking at today, this is probably the exact question that comes to mind. It's just a jumble of words, right? And sounds? So seriously, what is going on here? Let's treat this like a little mystery. We're going to solve it.
And boom, here's our first clue. The whole thing is packed with lines just like this one. You've got these animal sounds mixed with these totally random human phrases. It's confusing for sure. It's definitely weird. But there's something kind of brilliant about it too. So where's the actual story in all this? All right, let's start peeling back the layers.
Okay, so if we start to actually sift through all that chaos, something incredible happens. We find these fully formed little scenes pop out. And the very first one we can piece together, it's this surprisingly tense medical drama about a kitten in trouble.
It all kicks off right here. In just this one line, we get everything we need. We've got our characters, this worried mom, and we know exactly what happened. Her kitten took a fall. The stakes are set, just like that. This is an emergency.
And the story just keeps building from there, right? You can see a clear progression. There's a professional involved, a vet probably. Money changes hands, and there's a promise to get to work right away. This is textbook storytelling. You've got a problem, and now you've got action.
And here it is. The resolution, all that tension just breaks. The kitten's stable. The doctor or vet gives some good news. Think about that. In just 3 little snippets of dialogue, we've gone through an entire story arc. Beginning, middle, and end. Wow.
So here's the big takeaway, right? This is not just random noise. Tucked away inside all the wow, wow, wows is a real, actual story, about being scared, taking action, and then feeling relief. But was that just a fluke? A one-off?
Nope, turns out it wasn't a fluke at all. It keeps happening. Another totally separate scene starts to take shape, and this one's a classic. A classroom showdown with a student who's always late.
And just like before, you immediately know who's who. You've got the stern teacher, the student saying sorry, sorry. The conflict is something we all get, being on time. The dialogue just nails that power dynamic perfectly.
And the scene keeps going. The tension ramps up. You learn this isn't the first time he's been late. And then you get that classic line, "We need to talk." Oof. That always raises the stakes. It's just such a human interaction, even if it is being acted out by, well, we're getting there. But then the story pivots. It adds this whole other layer of emotional depth. It's not just about being late anymore. Suddenly, it's about a kid's anxiety, that fear of not fitting in. And it shows you there's this really tender, kind of sweet side to this whole weird world.
All right, so we've got medical emergencies and classroom drama. Big stuff. But that's not the whole picture. Woven in between all that are these much quieter, simpler moments. Scenes from just regular daily life. Like, look at this. It's just a simple, polite exchange about a papaya. It's not some huge plot point, right? But it does something that's maybe even more important. It helps build out this world. It makes it feel more lived in, more real. And it's the same exact idea here. Just a simple line about watering plants. It's a little thing, but it helps ground the whole story. It's the quiet backdrop of normal life that makes the big dramatic scenes pop even more.
Okay, so we've found these little scenes, right? The medical drama, the classroom. But we've been dancing around the most obvious thing this whole time. All those animal sounds. What's the deal? Are they just random noise, or are they actually the key to unlocking this whole thing?
So to really get what they're doing, there's a fancy word that helps, onomatopoeia. It's just when a word sounds like the thing it's describing. Like buzz or hiss. And in this story, it's not just a cool effect. It's a fundamental part of how the story gets told. See, each of these sounds has a job to do. That wow, wow, wow thing, it's kind of like a chorus in a song or a transition between scenes. It signals a shift. The meows, well, those are pretty clearly the voices of the cat characters. And then you get words like heat or smell, which are just there to paint a picture for your senses. Put it all together, and you get this really unique, kind of dreamlike vibe that ties everything together. Okay, so let's recap. We have our little dramas, we have our quiet, everyday moments, and we have this chorus of animal sounds layered over everything. It's time. Let's put all the puzzle pieces on the table and finally answer that big question from the beginning. What is actually going on here? It really breaks down into a simple 3-step recipe. First, you've got the human dialogue. Those are your building blocks, your little mini scenes. Step 2, you add the animal sounds. That's the glue, the atmosphere that makes everything feel weird and wonderful. And then step 3, that's on us. Our own imagination has to connect the dots and fill in the blanks to see the whole story.
And there's our answer. This whole thing, it's not chaos, not at all. It's a super creative, totally imaginative form of role play. It's storytelling, just using its own unique language made of human words and animal sounds to build a world from scratch.
And then a line like this pops up near the end, and it just perfectly captures the whole vibe, doesn't it? It's so gentle and innocent. It's pure play. It really feels like watching a kid making up an entire universe with their toys.
So we started with what looked like total nonsense, and by breaking it down, we found this surprisingly complex story. And it really makes you wonder, right? What other kinds of creative play are hiding out there online, in plain sight, just waiting for someone to figure out the rules? Maybe the future of storytelling isn't just about massive Hollywood productions. Maybe it's also about these wonderfully weird, creative worlds that people are building together, one meow at a time.